Kestrix is a prop tech and climate tech startup on a mission to unlock energy retrofits of existing buildings at speed and scale. To do this, we build the Google Maps of heat loss. So we map how heat leaks from buildings with thermal drones and use AI to generate retrofit plans. We're starting this to address the 10 to 20% of global emissions that come from heating and cooling buildings. So globally, 10% to 20% of CO2 emissions come from heating and cooling buildings. To fix this problem, we need to retrofit 100 million buildings in Europe. In the UK, that equates to 1.8 homes every single minute between now and 2050. This is a huge problem, but to solve the problem, we need to understand actually where is the heat loss happening, which buildings are most at risk. Number two, actually what we need to do to fix those buildings to make them more energy efficient. Number three, what is it actually going to cost? Kestrix answers all of these questions by mapping heat loss in 3D at scale. We reveal retrofit opportunities, costs, and we verify retrofits at a fraction of the cost of normal energy surveys. People should take notice of Kestrix because today there is no scalable way to capture real data on how buildings leak heat. Instead of capturing real data, housing providers, energy utilities, mortgage providers, anyone involved in the retrofit value chain has to go house to house doing manual surveys, which take hours and cost tons, or they have to do guesswork, modeling based on existing data sets. By deploying drones at city scale and then applying AI to read the images that those drones capture, we can actually solve retrofit's data problem in a way that's scalable. In a world where we need to retrofit 1.8 homes every single minute in the UK alone to meet 2050 net zero targets, we simply cannot move forward without a data layer. We need to understand how buildings are leaking heat, exactly by how much, where they're leaking heat, and what to do about it without going inside each building. Otherwise, we're just not going to solve this infrastructure challenge. So take a country like Germany. In Germany, there's only 20,000 registered energy consultants. To hit net zero targets in Germany, they need to retrofit millions of buildings. How on earth are we going to know what to do if there's only 20,000 consultants to serve the market? That's where tech comes in, like Kestrix. You need technology to actually meet the demand that the net zero transition requires, especially when you're talking about buildings, which is the largest asset class in the world. The growth program's been really important for Kestrix because it's opened our minds about the world of the possible. With Pi Labs having an LP base of 80 stakeholders or more from across the built environment sector, we're able to understand who else actually has a need for a solution like Kestrix, which just takes us out of our go-to-market and shows us really the world of possibilities beyond that. So that's been really exciting. We want to become the data layer powering retrofits everywhere. So the end goal is to map every building in the world and to underpin all of the planning, pricing, verification, and financing of retrofits everywhere. But of course, you have to walk before you run. So we're targeting mapping our first small city this next winter. We want to basically use this to prove that the model is operationally, commercially, and technically scalable. So that's going to be a big focus for the next couple of months. If you are a housing provider, an energy company, or a mortgage provider in the UK or Europe, Kestrix would love to speak to you about piloting with us in the next year. Thank you.